All right, you guys, welcome to class. My name is Teacher Chad. This hour we're going to be practicing our reading and pronunciation as we read through a short story here. Okay, let's see who we have in class so far. Hi there, Laura. How you doing?
Hi, teacher. Doing well. We missed you.
I know. every once in a while I'm able to get in for me it's 11 o'clock. But they give me really early morning or, yeah, so. Anyway.
It's difficult to join your classes now.
I know. I try my best, and even Amparo, even this morning through my classes, my internet was being stupid. So I had to sort of reconnect everything, and I think it's working good now. But golly, what a pain! What a pain! Yeah, yesterday I had a class in the afternoon that I couldn't teach, and then last night I had two classes. My internet was just so washy. Nothing was loading up. I was like, okay.
We cross fingers.
Yeah, so we should be good now, hopefully. Very good, very good. And also, welcome to class, Amparo. It's good to have you here. Okay, how about Anton? How you doing, Anton?
Hello, teacher.
Hi there.
This is the first time for me. Nice to meet you.
Good to meet you as well. Where are you from?
I'm from Spain.
From Spain. Awesome. It's nice to have you here. What part of Spain are you from?
Oh, in the central south. It's a little town known as Mérida.
Okay. Over close to Portugal or underneath Portugal?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Very cool. What other language do you speak there?
Only Spanish and English, and I'm starting Portuguese, but in a very, very starting level.
All right, very nice. Yeah, so I've been learning more and more about Spain as time goes on, and I'm trying to figure out which sections speak which languages and whatnot. So, very nice. Well, it's good to have you here.
Thank you.
All right, Angela. Hi there, Angela. How are you?
Hi, Teacher Chad. I'm doing.
Excellent, Angela. Where are you from?
I'm from Bogota, Colombia. But
okay.
I'm living in Spain.
Are you living in Spain? Okay. And are those mountains? Is that a picture taken in Spain?
Yes, that's a picture I made in the European peaks.
Okay.
In the very northern part of the country.
Cool, cool. Yeah, they look a lot like the Rocky Mountains, and so I was going to ask you if that was a picture taken in either Utah or Denver, or sorry, Colorado. So anyway, but they're in Europe. So
well,
awesome.
Actually, it was taken in Asturias.
Asturias. Okay. Very good. Very good. Well, nice to have you here.
Thank you.
Hussein, how are you?
Hello, Chad. I'm very fine, thank you. How are you?
I'm doing great. I'm doing great. Thank you. It's good to have you here.
Very good. Thank you.
I'm doing well. Let's see, Jorge, welcome back. How you doing?
I'm doing well, Chad.
Awesome. Nice to see you again. Very cool. We also have Mord. Hi there, Mord. How are you?
Hi, doing good. Thank you for asking.
Great, great. Good to see you again.
Yeah, good to see you again.
Let's see. Osama, how are you?
Hi, Chad.
Hi, how are you doing? You broke up just a little bit there. How are things going for you?
Yeah, I'm doing well. Thank you, Chad. Good to see you.
Good to see you as well. Very cool. We also have Victor. How you doing, Victor?
Hi, Chad. I'm fine. Thank you. How are you?
Very nice. I'm doing great. Thank you. Good to have you here. All right, you guys. Let's go ahead and get rolling. The story is in the class materials section. If you cannot find it, I'm putting it in the Verbling and Google chat boxes. It doesn't look like the Verbling chat box is working, so I'll mainly be in the Google chat box. Okay. So if you have any questions or whatnot, you can write me a message there. Let's go ahead and get rolling. All right, Amparo, let's start off with you. All right. And let me have you read from I Lay in Bed. Okay, down to, yeah, go ahead and finish up this paragraph. That looks like it's at 8. Okay, yeah, down to questioning the reason, please.
Okay. Okay. I laid in bed as I felt somebody shake me lightly as if to try and wake me up. Right? I heard a sweet voice say, "Can you come out for a minute? Grandma and Grandpa want to talk to you." I rolled over a little bit to see that my cousin was to the left of me. Then I remembered that I had spent the night at my cousin's house the previous night, which is where I basically lived during the summer. I didn't know what time it was, but it was still a little bit dark outside, so I knew it was either very early in the morning on Friday or very late at night on Thursday. Anyway, it was so early that I could barely function. You know how when you're woken up from a deep sleep and you don't know what's going on? This was one of those times for me, so I got up without questioning the reason.
Okay, very nice. Let's take a look here. First up, we have very late. Give me a good R here instead of very, very late. Hello, can you hear me okay? Can anyone hear me?
Yes, Chad.
Yeah, we
Yes,
can.
we can hear you.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, Amparo, I think we lost you.
Really?
Oh, there you are. Okay, there. Let's have you
It's
try this
very
one more time.
late. Very late.
Yeah, very late. Okay, cool. Let's have you try out this one here. Okay, instead of which is were, this would be which is where.
Which is where.
There you go. Much better. Let's go to my cousin's house. Make sure to pronounce the S on the end of house. My cousin's house.
My cousin's house.
Good, good. And the last one for you is as if. As if, right here. So instead of as if, okay, give me a short I. As if to try.
As if try.
Good. All right, nice job. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Let's see, Angela?
Yes.
Angela, let's have you read from I followed my read these 2 paragraphs and down to here where it says grew tighter, please.
Okay. I followed my aunt down the hallway to her living room, where I saw my grandparents standing. I thought that was weird for some reason. I figured maybe my grandfather was on the phone and needed to talk to me about something. After all, soccer season was going to start the following Monday. My grandfather stood expressionless, and he held his arms out for a hug. I didn't understand why he was doing that, but again, it was too early for me to function. When are you gonna sleep all day? He questioned as in a joking manner. I hugged him with one arm while rubbing my morning sleepy eyes with my other hand.
And one more line down to grew tighter.
Excuse me?
One more line down to where it says grew tighter.
Okay. Oh, I lost it. No, I answered in a half. Oh, I don't know how to pronounce that.
Half-witted.
Half-witted manner. Thank you. His embrace grew tighter.
Okay, very good. Okay, so let's take a look at some words here. Okay, all right, let's practice the GR sound instead of grew. Okay, force your tongue down on that R. Grew tighter.
Grew tighter.
There you go. Good. Next word. This word is embrace. The stress is at the very end of the word. Instead of embrace, embrace.
Embrace.
Okay. And yes, in this word, the L is silent. So instead of saying half-witted, it's half-witted.
Half-witted.
Okay, very nice. Let's go to this word here. We're practicing the TH sound instead of udder. Okay, make sure that your tongue is between your teeth. Just a little bit, not a lot, but just a bit. Other.
Other.
So, with my other hand.
With my, I lost the text. With my other hand.
There you go. That's it. With my other hand. Okay, very nice.
With my other
okay.
hand.
All right, let's go to. Okay, so here, out for a hug. Now, with this T, you pronounce that T like a flap T, saying out for a hug. Okay, instead of out, it's going to be out or out. Okay, you can pronounce a stop T because this next word starts with a consonant, or you can actually pronounce a normal T. Okay, so let's try this. His arms out for a hug.
His arms out for a hug.
There you go. Good, good. The stop T works. Okay, and the last one is, let's see here, right there. Instead of weird, it's weird.
Weird.
There you go. Nice job. Nice job. Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, very good. Let's go to Anton. From your mother passed away. Okay, finish this paragraph and read down to the bottom of this next one. Just cry and scream, please.
Okay. Your mother passed away, he said bluntly, yet softly, as if saying it softly would help me remain calm. It didn't. Just then I began to come out of my confused mourning phase. The way he said it suddenly corresponded to the way I suddenly began to feel lost. I felt my heart sink and my heartbeat began to increase until it reached what seemed to be a maximum rate, almost pounding out of my chest. I began to cry frantically. "No, she didn't," I cried. My grandfather kept holding on to me as I tried to jump and wiggle from his hold. I felt my hand hitting against his shoulder. "No, she didn't. No, she didn't. No," I said as my crying began to overpower my words. I couldn't speak any longer, just cry and scream.
Okay, very good, very good. Okay, let's take a look at that last word. With the last word, the CR, for the R, you pronounced a U sound, saying squeam. Okay, instead of squeam, it's skr. Okay, curve your tongue up a little bit, okay, to pronounce that R, skr, scream.
Scream.
There you go, there you go. Okay, let's go to the word couldn't. Now, instead of couldn't, okay, it's going to be an sound. Couldn't.
Couldn't.
There you go. Very nice. Next up, we have the word hold. Okay, make sure to pronounce the D at the end. If not, then it's a hole in the ground. Okay, so if you say hold, it's different. Okay, so let's try this here. His hold.
His hold.
Okay, give me that D. His hold.
His hold.
There you go. Good. Okay, nice job. Next word, kept. All right, now with this T at the end, make sure to not use a Spanish T. Okay, the difference being when you pronounce a Spanish T, your tongue touches the back of your teeth like this. Okay, so instead of saying kept, it's a hard T sound. Kept. Okay,
kept.
Try that. There you go. That's the T sound. Okay, now. Sometimes in English, when we have these endings, Okay, the A-L-L-Y. Sometimes we pronounce them, sometimes we don't. Okay, this is one of the now what I mean by we don't, we do pronounce part of it but not the whole thing. So this is one of those words where we do not say frantically, okay, and pronounce that A here in the middle. All we say is frantically.
Mm-hmm. Frantically.
Okay, nice job. Next up is the word until. The stress is at the end of the word instead of until. Until. Great, great. This big one right here, make sure to pronounce the S at the end of the word. Corresponds.
Corresponds.
Okay, good. Now for the double R, even though there's two of them, we still want our tongue pressed down. Okay, corresponds.
Corresponds.
Okay, all right, you're almost there. Okay, instead of chorus, okay, push the tongue down. You don't want your tongue to flip up and hit the top of your mouth. Okay, so it's corresponds.
Corresponds.
There you go. You got it. Nice job, man. Okay, last one for you right here. Okay, instead of a long A sound, said. Okay, it's not going to be A. It's a short E. Said. Try that. Said.
Said.
Good. All right. Nice job. Thank you.
Thank you for you. Good job.
No problem. Thank you. All right. Let's go to Hussein, I believe. Yep. All right. Let's have you read from my heart continued down to, let's have you go to this sentence here. Okay, Brianna was there.
Okay.
Okay, go ahead.
My heart continued to beat so fast. I felt such a great deal of despondency rush through me again and again, and I knew the pain wouldn't go away anytime soon. Still being held in my grandfather's arms, I sobbed and cried. How could my mother be gone? I literally just saw her a week ago. Granted, she had been sick on and off with breathing problems, but last week when I saw her, she seemed much better. She was joking and laughing, and she had inhalers, which, last I knew, always made her feel better. I just didn't understand how, in just a matter of moments, one of the most important people in your life can just gone away. I looked at the coach as I continued to sob and noticed that my cousin Rihanna was there.
Okay, nice job. Nice job. Let's take a look here. First up, we have the word, sob. Instead of sob, okay, it's an ah sound here. Sob. Okay, try that one more time. Sob. Hello? Hussein, are you there? Can you guys hear me okay?
Yes.
All right. Uh-oh. Did we lose him? I hope not. I've been having issues, so that's why I keep asking. There we go.
I continue.
Okay, cool. You're back. Okay, let's try the word. There we go. Okay, I continue to sob. Okay, great job. Okay, let's go to our next word here. Okay, inhalers. Okay, so our stress is right here. Inhalers.
Inhalers.
Okay, very good. Next, all right, so you have the right idea with the double T. The only difference is that you do not want your tongue to touch your teeth. Okay, so here is the difference. Listen carefully. So the way that it should be said is like this: bed, better, better. Okay, if you let your tongue touch your teeth, it's better, bed. In your tongue, it's a softer sound, bed, better. Okay, it's bed. Okay, now the double T, or what would be a flap T, is it feels like an R in most languages. Now, what country are you from, Hussein?
I'm from Turkey.
From Turkey. Okay. Ooh.
Yeah.
Can't remember if if Turkish has that R that hits the top of the mouth. Do you have a D sound,
Yeah.
like a D, where your tongue, like, what is your R sound, or what would be the R sound in your language? What would that be?
It's very hard. I think it's not like English. It's very we emphasize R in our language.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So it's going to be like the R, okay, but you don't want it to roll. You don't want to say berd, okay, or anything like that. It's bed, okay. So pull your tongue off the back of your teeth, okay, and just let it hit the top of your mouth. Try that. Better.
Better.
Good. Just like that. One more time. Better.
Better.
Okay. Good. Good. Okay. Next word here is breathing. Okay. Instead of breathing, okay, it's going to be a voiced th. Breathing.
Breathing.
Okay. Make sure that your tongue is between your teeth and it's a voiced sound. Breathe. Breathing.
Breathing.
Okay. Very good. Very good. Let's go to the word saw. Now, even though there's a W here, okay, when you have an AW in most words, it's not saw ending with an U, it's only an ah sound. So it's saw.
So, I just saw.
Okay, I literally just saw her a week ago. Try that.
I literally just saw her a week ago.
Okay, very nice. Next up is grandfathers, okay, focusing on the GR at the beginning, okay, and the stress as well. The stress is at the beginning of the word. Grandfathers.
Grandfathers.
Okay, very nice. All right, and our last one is this one here, okay? Heart. Give me a good R sound instead of heart, okay? Push the tongue down for the R. Heart.
Heart.
Okay, very good. Very good. Nice job, Hussein. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, let's continue here. Jorge, you're next. Please read from She Sat There. Okay, read this next one. And let's see. Come down to here where it says sympathetic eyes, please.
Okay. She sat there with a sad and shocked expression. Then I heard footsteps coming from the direction of the hallway, and I turned, tear-filled eyes, to see my cousin Sam standing there. What happened? She questioned. My mom died. I managed to burst out, and I cried. And I saying it only made me cry even more, which I didn't even think was possible at that time. Sam's hands lifted and her jaw dropped as she brought her hands toward her face to cover her mouth. She was shocked too. I was shocked. I didn't know how what could have happened in such a short period of time. I looked around. I couldn't see very well since my eyes were welled up with tears, but I made out the figures of my family. I saw my aunt standing at the bar in the kitchen with her elbows on the bar and her head in her hand, expressionless, yet with sympathetic eyes.
Okay, very nice, very nice. Let's take a look here. First up, let's go to the word ant. Now, there's two ways to pronounce this, okay? You had said aunt, okay? Instead of ow, there's two ways. There's ant, okay? Yep, just like the bug that crawls on the ground, okay? Or you can say aunt, okay? So those are the two ways. Aunt or ant, but we cannot pronounce the U. It wouldn't be ow. It's aunt or ant, okay?
Okay, aunt.
All right. Now, this word here, you said it right the first time. You said weld, and then you switched it. Okay, remember. Now, with your EDs here, the EDs were probably the biggest challenge. Okay, some of your EDs were awesome. Some of them you missed. Okay, this was one where you said correctly at first. You said weld, and then you switched it to welled. Okay, so let's try this. Remember that E is not pronounced right there in the middle. So my eyes were welled up. Try that.
My eyes were welled up.
Okay, very nice. Okay, now here we have the word shocked. The first time you said it correctly. The second time you said shocked. Okay, so with a CK at the end, this is shocked with a T. I was shocked.
I was shocked.
Okay, very nice. Next up, we have the word, okay, so this right here. So we're going to say Sam's hands lifted. Okay, so we have the ed ending. So Sam's hands lifted and her jaw dropped. Okay, so instead of jow and dropped, it's jaw dropped. Okay, so try that part of the sentence.
Okay. Sam's hands lift and her jaw dropped. Wow.
Okay. Okay, one more time. Sam's hands lifted and her jaw dropped.
Okay, Sam's hands lifted and her jaw dropped.
Okay, instead of jaw, okay, you're pushing your tongue to the back of your mouth, saying jaw. Okay, instead of jaw, it's jaw. Lay it flat against the bottom of your mouth, and her jaw dropped.
Jaw dropped.
There you go, and her jaw dropped. One more time.
And her jaw dropped.
Perfect. That was good. Okay. All right, let's take a look. Next up is questioned. Instead of questioned, she questioned.
Questioned.
Very good. Another ed ending here, just like weld. This is tear-filled eyes.
Tear-filled eyes.
One more time. Tear-filled eyes.
Tear-filled eyes.
Okay, good. And the last one is footsteps instead of footsteps. Okay, we're going to say footsteps. Footsteps.
Footsteps.
Good, good. All right, nice job. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, let's continue here with Laura.
Yes.
All right, Laura, please read from My Uncle Stood. All right, and read down to here where it says, who would know what to say, please?
My uncle stood beside her with the same sympathetic look. My grandfather told me that my mother's body was still at her house and that coroners were waiting to take her body away. So I had to get my stuff so he could bring me to see her before they took her. Just hearing him say the words, your mother's body, was enough to melt my heart the rest of the way. Burn it, rather. It burned my heart. It burned all of me. And the pain and the sadness was all I could think about as I walked back to Sam's room and gathered my things to leave. I was hurriedly packing everything into my pink duffel bag when Brianna came into the room. She put her hand on the doorway and leaned against it. She opened her mouth, but it seemed like she didn't know what to say. Who would know what to say?
Okay, very good. Okay, so we had some EDs here. So you caught yourself on this one here with leaned. That was good.
Yes.
Okay, but up here we had burned. Okay, so you got this one right. So it burned all of me, but here you said it burned. So let's try that.
Yes.
It burned my heart.
It burned my heart.
Very good. Okay. The other thing in this paragraph I want to work on is the R. Okay, here on doorway. So it was very close. Yeah, and it's that O into the R. It's so tricky. Okay, so instead of doorway, it's doorway.
Doorway.
Good. One more time. Doorway.
Doorway.
Great job. Okay, and last one here is the word took. Instead of took. So before they took her.
Before they took her.
Good, nice job. Yeah, everything else was great. Okay, very
Thank
good
you.
job.
Thank you.
All right, so to stay. Okay, next up is more.
Okay.
All right, there is nothing. Okay, finish this paragraph, and let's see. Okay, read down to here what says ashamed of myself, please.
Yeah, sure. There's nothing to say at a time like this. I'm sorry. I'm sorry fled from her mouth. The sympathy in her eyes and in her apology made me cry again. And I looked at her for a second before I tried to speak. Again my crying made it hard to speak, but I managed to say, without pauses, I can't believe she's dead, and I could have been there for her. And that was the truth. I could have been there so much more than I was, and the amount of guilt about that hit me as soon as I heard the words, Your mother passed away. Why couldn't I have pieced together that she was fatally ill? She had been in and out of the hospital many times because she couldn't breathe. breathe. Yet I still couldn't piece together that she was deathly ill. How selfish can one be? I was so ashamed of myself.
Okay, very good. All right, let's take a look here. All right, so on this last sentence, okay, let's make sure to pronounce that ed ending. So what you want to do is actually connect it to of. Okay, I was so ashamed of. I was so ashamed of myself. Try that.
Okay, I was so ashamed of myself.
Okay. All right. So ending with the D sound is difficult for everybody. So those of you who have troubles with the ed ending, this is the trick. Okay. This is the trick, especially with the D. The T is simple. Okay. Most of you can pronounce the T. That's not the problem. It's the D sound, the D. Okay. So what you want to do is change the way that you think about the ending of the word. Instead of thinking of that word as ashamed, okay, which is easy for me to say, all right, switch that D. Switch it from the end of ashamed to the beginning of. Okay, so, but you cannot stop in between those words. All right, so right now, more, what you're saying is ashamed of. All right, and you're skipping over that D because it's hard to say. So, but you can pronounce the D at the beginning of the word, like did. Did is easy for you to say because the D is at the beginning. Okay, so think of that D at the beginning of the word. We're creating a new word. It's called dove. Okay, so it's I was ashamed of myself. Try that.
I was ashamed of myself.
Perfect. It sounds just like the way I say it. I was ashamed of myself. Okay,
I
all
was
you
ashamed
did.
of myself.
Yep, all you did was thought, okay, that the D is at the beginning of instead of the end of ashamed. All right, and it changes the whole thing. All of a sudden, the D comes out, we have a party, and everything's cool. All right, so good job. Okay, so if you have troubles with the ed ending, pronouncing that D, especially when the next word starts with a vowel, switch where you're pronouncing the D to the end of the word and to the beginning of the next word, and you'll be able to pronounce it without any problems. Okay.
Okay.
All right, let's practice the L sound. Okay, instead of still, okay, reach up and touch the top of your mouth with your tongue. Still.
Still.
There you go. Good. Yet I still couldn't piece together. Try that.
Yet I still couldn't piece together.
Good. Nice job. Now this word here you actually said correct the first time. It is breathe instead of breathe. Okay, it's a voiced th. Breathe.
Breathe.
Very nice. Okay, let me check my notes. Next one here is crying. Okay, right here. Instead of crying, okay, give me a good CR. My crying made it hard.
My crying made it hard.
One more time. My crying made it hard.
My crying made it hard.
Great job. Okay, last one here. The L here in the middle. Apology. Apology.
Apology.
Hmm.
Apology.
Great. All right, nice job, Moore. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, let's go to my next reader. Osama?
Yes.
All right, Osama, let me have you read from Brianna's Eyes. Okay, finish the paragraph.
Okay.
Read this next one, and okay, let's have you read down to was gone, she died, please.
Was gone, she died. All right. Brian's eyes began to fill with tears as she said, "It's not your fault." I could see her in her face and in her body language that she was sad, too. Her voice and the fact that she cried illustrated her sympathy and sadness. I walked back to the living room where Sam, my aunt, and my uncle stood at the doorway. As I wa- as I was walking out the door, I received hugs and was told that if I needed anything, that all I needed to do is let them know. And before I knew it, it was in the car on my way to see my mother's dead body for my second to last goodbye, second to her funeral. During the car ride, all I could think about was how sad I was and how angry I was. And that's all I felt, really. Negative emotions, destructive emotions. My mom, the person I would go to with any problem I had one of my best friends since day one was gone.
Okay, she died. Okay, don't forget that last part. Very good. Okay,
Okay.
let's yeah. Okay, let's take a look here.
Okay.
All right, very nice job on this part here. Okay, no issues on this that part. The only thing here was uncle instead of ang. How'd you say that? It's uncle. You said ang.
Yeah, it's kind of long I think.
Yeah, it was a different sound. I can't capture
Yeah.
it all the way. So it's uncle.
Uncle.
Okay, very good. One more time. Uncle.
Uncle.
There you go. One last time. Uncle.
Uncle.
Great. Yeah, no, that's good. That's good.
Okay.
Next one here. Okay, we're dealing with stresses. Okay, this is illustrated. The stress is at the very beginning of the word. Illustrated.
Okay. Illustrated.
Very good. And the last one here is two words that deal with each other. Okay, instead of saying body language and stressing the second word, when you have two words that when they're put together, they mean something different. Okay, you're going to stress the first word. Her body language.
Her body language.
Good, just like that. Okay. All right, nice job. Everything else is pretty good. Okay, very nice.
Thank you, Chad. Thank you.
No problem. All right, let's go to Victor, I believe. Nope, Victor's gone. Okay, back to Amparo. And I was woken. And finish this paragraph, please.
And I was woken up from a deep sleep and given the news. It was traumatizing, to be honest, and heartbreaking. And it felt like I was being shot with a million bullets at once. How was I supposed to process such devastating and real information? And really, it all did seem unreal, but I knew it wasn't. I could only wish to myself that it was some horrible nightmare. How thankful I would be if that were the case.
Okay, very nice. All right, let's go to horrible. Give me a good R here. Instead of horrible.
Horrible.
There you go. Very good. Next up. Now, your long E sounds at the very beginning. We had deep sleep. That was really good. All right, we had some others here. The only one you missed was seem. Instead of unreal, sorry, it's
Okay.
seem unreal.
Seem unreal.
Good, nice job. Next up is heartbreaking. Give me a good R sound here. Instead of heart.
Heartbreaking.
Very nice. And you're very close here. We're just dealing with the stress. Stress is at the beginning. Traumatizing.
Traumatizing.
Okay, very nice. Very nice. Thank you.
Tense.
Okay, next up is Angela.
Yes,
Whoops.
I'm here.
Victor's, hold on. Sorry. Yeah, Victor came back. Let me have Victor read real quick, and then I'll go to you, Angela, okay?
Okay.
Okay. My browser is
Okay.
frozen just in the time.
Oh, really? Just right when it was your time. Man, jerky browser? Golly. All right. Victor, let me have you read this paragraph, please, and this sentence. So down to for it all, please.
Okay. As I got to the destination, I noticed that my entire family on my mom's side was there too. It all started to feel like a huge weight was on me, and more weight was being added as time went on. And to this day, it still feels that way sometimes. I saw my brother and my sister outside, but honestly, everything around me seemed to be a blur at that moment. I felt sick to my stomach. I was at the house in which my mother had passed away, the house in which she took her last breath, and I said her last words, and I wasn't there with her, and I wasn't there to comfort her while she did so. I began to feel tears stream from my eyes again, but this time it was a quiet weeping. My cousin Heather came outside to bring me in to see my mother. I didn't feel ready for it at all.
Okay, very good. All right, let's take a look here. This last part here, okay, give me a good T. Now, we can use a flap T in saying at all, okay, but we don't want to say at all, letting our tongue touch our teeth, okay? So let's try this out. For it at all. Try that.
For it at all.
There you go. Good. Okay. This name here, instead of Heather, it's Heather. Heather. Okay.
Heather.
Next here is cousin. Instead of cow, cousin, it's cousin.
Cousin.
Okay, very good. Next is, okay, we have the word which. Right here, instead of weech, okay, let's use a short I. Which.
Which.
Okay, very nice. And we want to practice took as well instead of took. So let's try this. In which she took her last breath. Instead of breathe, breath.
In which she took her last breath.
One more time. In which she took her last breath.
In which she took her last breath.
Okay, much better. All right, let's go to added. Right here, instead of added, okay, move your tongue back from your teeth. Added.
Added.
Very nice. And the last one, is there two noticed? No, I can't find you. And it all started. No, I think that may have been it. I had added, and there was another one that I couldn't write down fast enough, but I didn't get to it. Okay, very good. Nice job, Victor. Thank you.
Thank you, Chad.
Okay, and okay, so we do have some more. All right, great. Okay, Angela, you read from I Can't Explain, and let me have you go to this this comma here where it says "sight to my eyes," please.
Okay. I can't explain how I felt about going in to see my mother's dead body. All I can say is that I felt completely heartbroken and sorrowful. As Heather opened the door to the room in which my mother was, I began to panic. My heart beat yet again increased rapidly, and the pounding was almost unbearable. Everything seemed to be happening in slow motion, and then the door fully opened and revealed what I wished was a deceiving sight to my eyes.
Okay, very good. Let's go to the word slow. Instead of slow, okay, use an unvoiced S. So in slow motion.
In slow motion.
There you go. Good. Okay, one more here. So Heather. Make sure to pronounce a good TH instead of header. Yeah, Heather.
Heather.
Good, nice job. And the last one for you is sorrowful. Okay, give me good R's here. Sorrowful.
Sorrowful.
Okay, keep the tongue down. Don't let it touch the top of your mouth. Sorrowful.
Sorrowful.
There you go. Good. Good, nice job. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, let's go to Anton.
Okay.
Anton, let me have you read from What I Wish Could Have Been, and read down to here where it says, I felt instantly empty, please.
What I wished could have been a horrible nightmare that I would wake up from soon. The opened door exposed what I wished I would never have to see, especially at such a young age. My mother's deceased corpse, her dead, her dead
Bluish purple.
body, bluish purple colored body lay on the floor, her mouth hanging open as if her last breath of air had been a struggle, which it probably was. I felt instantly empty.
All right, well, this is getting pretty graphic. I'm like, okay. All right. Nice job, Anton. Let's take a look here. Let's go to this word here, deceased. Deceased. Try that.
Deceased.
Mm-hmm. Very nice. Okay, let's go to the word young. Now here, you used a Spanish Y saying young. Okay, so when you have a Y at the beginning of words in English, start off with an E sound. Okay, you want to say young. Young.
Young.
Okay,
Young.
one more time. So start off with that E. Okay, young.
Young.
Good. Nice job. Okay, next up we have the word would. Okay, so two of the last words are similar. So we have could and we have would. Now, the vowel sounds are exactly the same. Okay? It's just the beginning. Okay, so it's could and would. Try that.
Cool. Wool.
Okay, now, in this word, the L is silent. We do not pronounce them. So instead of cool, it's could. Could and would.
Could. Would.
There you go. That's much better. Awesome. Nice job. Thank you.
For you, thank you.
Okay, let's go to Jorge. Okay, Jorge, let me have you read from, let's see here, seeing her laying there, down to tears filled my eyes, please.
Okay. Seeing her lying there on the hard floor, eyes closed and mouth ajar, motionless and still, confirmed that this was definitely not a dream. I started to cry again, louder this time. I felt an emptiness inside me that seemed like nothing would ever take away the empty feeling. I stared at her deceased body, but the image of it started to fade as the tears filled my eyes.
Okay, very good. Let's go to the word stared instead of starred. Okay, I stared. I stared at. Try that.
I stared at.
One more time. I stared at.
Okay. I, I stared at.
Very nice. Okay, and this word here is pronounced emptiness. Emptiness.
Emptiness. Emptiness.
There you go. Very nice. Next up, we have the word louder. Now, in this word, make sure to use a good D sound. Okay, you used a Spanish D saying louder. Okay, pull your tongue back and let it hit the top of your mouth. Loud. Louder.
Louder.
Good. One more time. Louder.
Louder.
All right. Very nice. Okay. Next up is the word floor. Okay, instead of floor, it's floor. Floor.
Floor.
One more time. Floor.
Floor.
All right, very good. And the last one here is the word there. Give me a good TH there at the beginning. There.
There.
Okay. All right, nice job. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, let's go to Laura.
Yes.
And Laura, please read from I Can't Keep Looking, paragraph, and read down to here where it says and tight from them, please.
I can't keep looking, I said in a hoarse crying voice. So Heather took me out of the room and we went outside. A few minutes later, the coroners carried out a filled black body bag that contained my mother's body. I cried as I watched them load her into the back of their vehicle. The wet tears were continuous, and the underside of my eyes and my cheeks began to feel chapped and dry from them.
Okay, nice job. Let's take a look at 2 parts here. First up, this sentence, or this part of the sentence. So, the wet tears were continuous. The wet tears were continuous. Try that.
The wet tears were continuous.
There you go. That's much better. Okay, and the last one here is crying. Give me a good CR here. Crying.
Crying. Crying.
All right, nice job. Nice job. Everything else was nice. Okay, good. Okay, let's go to more. Okay, more. Let me have you read from. I hear that's 4. Good. All I could think about, down to, and the sheer misery, please. More. Okay, let's go to Osama.
Yes, okay. All I could think about was my sadness and how unbelievable this all was. How could God take away one of the most important people in my life? Why would God take her? She has 3 children who need her so much. Guilty, heartbroken, repentance, remorse. I felt every painful emotion possible. The 2 that seemed to outnumber the rest were the guilt and the sheer misery.
Okay, nice job. Nice job. Really good job with the word children. Okay, using that dr sound.
Yeah.
Okay, that sounded really good. Okay.
I learned from you. Yeah.
Yeah, I noticed. I was like, yeah, that's perfect. That sounds great.
Yeah.
Okay, that sounded awesome, man. Okay, let's take a look at 3 parts here. Okay. First up, seemed. Okay, now you're really putting emphasis on getting to that D. The great part here is that the next letter is a T, and we can squish those sounds together. We can combine them, so it sounds like this. That seemed to.
That seemed to.
You just move right into the next one. It sounds like you're not pronouncing the D, but it's there. It's just squished against the
yeah.
D. Okay? That seemed to outnumber. Okay, try that again.
That seemed to outnumber.
Yeah, push it right against it. That seemed to outnumber.
That seemed to. Okay.
Exactly. Okay. Pronounce that E at the very beginning. Emotion.
Emotion.
Okay, good. And the last one here. Yeah, what you're doing with the UN, you're saying on, unbelievable. Okay, instead of So this is going to be unbelievable.
Sorry. Unbelievable.
There you go.
Oh man.
One more time.
Okay.
Unbelievable.
Unbelievable. N or N? I got confused.
This is going to be like a schwa here. It's unbelievable.
Okay. Unbelievable.
Good. All right, nice job.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Chet. Thank you.
No problem. All right, and let's see here. Victor, let's have you finish it up for us, sir.
Okay.
Okay, I was so mad. Finish the paragraph and down to taken from us, please.
I was so mad at myself for not having realized that she was so sick, and I was mad at myself for thinking that her breathing would have miraculously improved and replenished. How could I be so horrible? And how could my mother have left this world? I was filled with questions, sadness, and anger at God. She was a beautiful person who lived a beautiful life. I still question why such a wonderful person was taken from us.
All right, nice job. Really good job with the word miraculously. Okay, you nailed it. That was good. Okay, that was good. Okay, let's take a look at not instead of not. Okay, for not having realized. Try that.
For not having realized.
Okay, very nice. And the only other one here, now your her wasn't that bad. It's getting much better. Okay, but I want to roll over it one more time. Okay, thinking that her breathing.
Thinking that her breathing.
Great. That was great. Okay, very nice.
Thank you.
Okay, you guys. Well, thank you for coming into class. It was great to have some new people in here that I hadn't met before. So yeah, you guys did great. Hopefully next week I'll be able to do another class here in the middle of the day. This will be my last middle class. I'm going to be traveling starting tomorrow until Sunday. So I'll see you guys next week. Okay.
Okay. Thank you, Chet.
All right. Nice work, everyone.
Thank
We'll see
you.
you.
Thank you.
Take care.
Bye.
Thank you very
Bye.
much, Chad.
Bye.
Goodbye. See ya.
Bye. Thank you very much.